Howdy and welcome back to the channel. We're still talking about DRIP Garden on the DRIP network or DRIP ecosystem. I just wanted to give an update on this spreadsheet as I've made a slight adjustment, and also to give a quick rundown of how to use it, how to make your own copy, and be able to play around with it on your own. So I will have the link down in the description so that you can access this. And one change that I've just made is I saw a comment suggesting the gas estimation, so we've added that in. And this will help us. What this is based on is the plants per day. So we're just doing a quick estimation if we were to compound on every single plant, and if we use this value here in I2 as the estimated gas, which I've seen be about 9 to 11 cents. You can put whatever conservative amount you're seeing here. And then this will just multiply based on the plants per day. So if you were to go ahead and do the full 8 and you did all 8 times, here's what you're looking at. And you can see just how that compares. Now, this may be obvious to you, but later on, when you do have this higher number, you're very likely not going to be compounding every single plant unless you've created some type of auto clicker or are using someone else's, which I kind of frown upon. I don't like any third-party program like that accessing even just my web page to click, although there are some innocuous third-party auto clickers that are not made for crypto that you could program correctly with some ease. But the point is, when you get down here, you're not going to be compounding every single plant. That's just not feasible. And so these numbers aren't incredibly accurate. But you can make some adjustments to that when you make your own sheet if you want to change the formula to account for that, or just average this out to be a little lower. If you're projecting farther on, you might want to drop it in half. Say if I'm averaging every 2 plants on my harvest, maybe I'm down here and at 20. Maybe I'm doing every 2 plants. Then I could drop this estimation in half to account for that. But that's for you to decide and play with to get a good estimation. Now, if you want to make your own copy of this, when you have this open, you simply just go to File, Make a Copy, and that will create a new version for you to play with that is inside your own drive. So name it whatever you want. And then you shouldn't have to change anything else. Choose a folder if you need to, click OK, and then you'll have a new copy to play with. These in bold are really the only variables you should have to change. So if you're using this scheduler, this is the LP value. But of course you can knock it up if you're looking to bump it up if you're looking to estimate in the future. If you're bullish on the whole system, seeds is 0.123. That's this value right here, which is now at 122. And then percent decay, this one is for you to play with. This is 1.5%. I throw it at 1.7 or 2 sometimes just to be conservative. And then of course gas estimation. If you are using another viewer, like for instance you haven't donated to this or you haven't whitelisted your domain with the developer, which he will do for you if you ask, which might be worth it to do that. You can just message him on Telegram and ask, if you just can't afford it, he'll whitelist your domain, your address for you. But if you're using a different viewer, like for instance the DRIP Garden Overview, we can still get to all of these same values. So if we want to see, let's see which one. The LP estimate, let's look down here. I think we're at contract stats. So it looks like it's 33.15 right now on this calculator. So that's where you would get that amount. That goes into E1. This 0.123 should be right here. I actually like this calculator a little better because they're adding an extra decimal point, which is less of there's not as much rounding. 1227. I like that, and that shouldn't affect anything if you add those extra decimals in there. Percent decay and gas are ones that you'll have to come up with, but that's where you find those two on this other viewer. So yeah, get in there and play around with that. See what works for you. And now that we've added the gas, that was a great comment. Whoever added that suggestion, that's a good idea, because obviously if we were hitting it every single plant, which isn't feasible at this point. You're not going to click compound 9,600 times, but if you were, you can kind of see what that gas would look like. But it might help you at least estimate early on, hey, is that worth it? I think early on it definitely is, just because it speeds the compounding time up if you compound on every plant, but you do have the gas to contend with. So that's all I had to say about that. I will make sure the link to the spreadsheet is in the description. Thanks for watching. As always, have a great one.